Hello, 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 hello. I am Alicia Richard, and thank you so much for viewing this video. In today's episode, I will be talking about the 3 books that I think that everyone should read when you are first starting off. This is when you are first starting off. All right, the first one I think that you should read as a creative is The Compound Effect. So with The Compound Effect, a lot of times I know how a lot of people struggle where they would want to start a business and then they would stop, or they would want to lose weight and then they would stop, or they would want to have a better relationship and then they would stop. So in order for you to establish anything in your business, in your life, your personal life, your financial life, whatever, The Compound Effect is one of the best books that I would recommend because it talks about how important it is to be consistent. And when you are consistent, then you can establish a business. But there's no way that you can want to establish a business if you start today and stop tomorrow. Or there's no way that you can create a healthy lifestyle if you start today and do all the things and then a month from now you're, going back to the same old habits. So The Compound Effect is definitely a book that I think that all creatives should read, because a lot of times as a creative as well, you see I'm talking G's, as a creative, y'all, like we like to do so many things and we are so many things to so many people, and then we have like all of these different skills that we could do, and a lot of times it's hard to narrow things down. So The Compound Effect is a great book that I think that you should read, so that will help you to create the consistency to show up, the consistency to create, the consistency to continue to show up in the world, so that you could be like the greatest version of yourself. So I would say The Compound Effect. After you read The Compound Effect, no particular order, but it works, I love the book Steal Like an Artist. Steal Like an Artist. This is like, OMG. I mean, let's just relax here. But Steal Like an Artist, when I read this book a couple weeks ago, I actually read it twice, and I think I'm gonna read it for the 3rd time, because this book right here, if you don't read any other books, I think that both of these books, to me, in my own opinion, The Compound Effect and Steal Like an Artist is definitely, these books kind of like go hand in hand. They do. With Steal Like an Artist, it helps you to know like how you don't want to be, just say for instance, if I like Beyonce, y'all know I love me some Beyonce, right? So if I could be like Beyonce, and what's the Beyonce song? I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I don't think you're ready for this, cause my body's too bootylicious for you, babe. So I could do Beyonce, right? And then let's say I could do Brandy. Brandy is, let's see a good song for Brandy. Man, geez, I hate to have a pause in this video, but hey, we're thinking about Brandy here. Brandy is, the boy is mine. You need to give it up. I had about enough. It's not hard to see. The boy is mine. So Steal Like an Artist talks about if you just learn from Brandy, right, then people will say like, you're the next Brandy. Or if you just learn from Beyonce, then people will be like, oh, you're just the next Beyonce. Or if you learn from Eric Thomas, who's a motivational speaker, and you just do all the things that he does, people say, well, he's the next, Eric Thomas. But Steal Like an Artist talks about how you could like be inspired by all of those people and be inspired by everyone's work that you admire. So literally what this book talks about is how when you kind of are inspired by so many different people, that's how you are created. So it's so good. The book is like so good. I also love that it talked about how you can create your own family tree. That is so important to me, about knowing that, you you can't select your mom and your dad, but you can select who influences your life. And as a creative, as a person that wants to start a business, you are inspired by other people. That's why you want to start what you're starting. But in order for you to start, you need to be inspired by them and then add your own twist into it. And that's what's going to make you unique. So Steal Like an Artist is definitely a book that I think that everyone should read. The next book that I totally love, I read this a while ago, but I actually love it, is by Terry Savelle Foy. And it's like the 5 things that people should do before 8 o'clock. 5 things successful people do before 8 o'clock. The reason why I would say read this book, because as a creative, right, sometimes we are like, girl, we all over the place. We are all over the place sometimes, and we are doing so many different things because we are a wife, we are a mom, we got to go to basketball practice, we got to go, take little Jasmine over there, we got to take her to dance, and then, at the same time, we like to paint, and then we like to take photos, and then, we got to be a wife, and we got to love on our husbands, and then we got to try to work out, right? So it's like so many different things that you have to do, but what this book talks about is the importance of developing a daily routine. And that's where a lot of us fail at, because we don't have a daily routine. That means that we kind of just like all over the place because we're giving so many things our attention. But this book is like, no, you have to have a morning routine. We know you creative, Terry's like, we know you creative, but you got to have a morning routine. What does your prayer life look like? Do you meditate? Do you work out in the morning? And these are like the foundations. This to me is like the foundations of if you want to continue to elevate. Of course, there are other books that I totally love, and I'll add some of those books as well. But I think that as you are growing, the foundation, because you probably are not reading a lot of books right now. That's why you looking at this video, because you want to know. Oh my gosh, you want to know, like, what book should I read? And I think these books are, like, you go through them really, really fast. But it talks just so much about like just health and just wellness, and she even have like some scriptures, a few things in here, like she referenced God, and I just like that part about it as well. So anyway, the 3 main books that I think you need to start off with as a creative, these are like the foundational books, and as you finish these, then you will continue to go up. But you got to develop a habit, consistency. You got to know how the compound effect is going to help you. Then you got to know where your inspiration comes from. Once you know where your inspiration comes from, then that's how you can create. Last thing is, once you know how things will kind of add up over time, once you know how you are inspired, then you can develop a daily routine and know what your daily routine looks like. So that is definitely how I would say do it, and in that order. So last but never least, if you say, well, wow, like I really kind of like Alicia just a little bit, you can find me. I have a podcast. Let me put the books down, girl. I'm getting comfortable now. Let me tell you about this podcast, though. The podcast is called A Rich Life Podcast, where we enrich, encourage, and inspire you to live a life of your dreams. And in your business, right? So with the podcast, it's like the long form of things where you could listen to us like while you taking your son, to basketball practice, and taking little Jasmine to a dance practice. You can, or while you sitting, girl, while you sitting and they like practicing their butts off and you ain't got nothing else to do, you pull out your phone and then you put in A Rich Life in the podcast thing, and you can find the podcast of A Rich Life. That's how we do it. So this is like the video version if you want to like see who I am. And then the audio version is on like iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher. And then last thing, okay, so I'm gonna tell you this and then we're gonna go because we almost at 10 minutes. Last thing, I interview some amazing women, and I want you to be inspired by that, because I know that you are just starting. I know that you are just trying to find your way, and that's why you are here. So with the podcast, like the audio version, it literally guides you on, like, you know, how to start. It's like long form where you could listen to these things while you like washing the dishes, or while your husband is away and you know he's going and you ain't got nothing else to do. And you started painting, but while you painting, now you listening to A Rich Life. See how it all connects? All right, so I'm gonna get off of this thing because it's almost 2:00 and I gotta go pick my babies up from school. But thank you so much for listening, and I am so excited about you and your journey. I am so excited to see what kind of business you start. Not just in your business though, I am so excited to see how you are going to start to take care of your body, how you are going to start developing healthy relationships, how you are going to start to develop a prayer and a meditation life, how you are going to start to eat the healthy foods that you are supposed to eat. So thank you so much. This channel is not just about just the business part, but you gotta have prayer, you gotta have God, you gotta take care of your body, and you gotta be a good wife. So thank you so much for showing up, and I cannot wait to just talk to you again. Thank you. Make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you go and listen to the podcast, and all of those links will be down below. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, girl. If you would like to find me, you could find me at arichlife.co. If you are hanging out on Instagram, please go to arichlife.co. You could also find our podcast at A Rich Life on any major podcasting platform. Thank you so much, and we want you to be rich in your mind, your body, your soul, and in your business. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.